This monster earnings week is still unfolding and it ends with Halloween. So let's look at companies reporting on Friday, October 31st. So I'm going to look at S&P 500 components here in my wealth charts using price action, market timing, and momentum. I'm HEMA ready. That's what I'll look at. Let's dive in. Now I'm just going to look at all these components, okay? I'm not going to skip around. I'm not going to pick favorites. Let's just look at all these charts together. So ticker LIN. This stock has been showing a weak momentum pattern, but went up, went down, went higher again. So we have a situation of a lower low and a higher high. That's a volatile range. I do think that with where we are now, there's a little bit of room to get back towards the April 8th range, but we got to see if earnings give it a pop. And so again, a little bit of expectation to downside towards 420. All right, CVX, Chevron. Also a bit of a choppy consolidation since August 29th, and it's not looking too exciting. I think we need to see a break above 160 to have a journey back towards 170. Okay, ticker LYB. This is a pretty weak stock. Looks like it wants to continue lower. Wouldn't be surprised if $40 is on the table real soon. XOM, Exxon, big sideways range, and recently came back up towards the upper echelons that are all defined by this March 31st high. Looking at it though, I don't see any major evidence that we are going to pop above that area. So I think we still got resistance at that 118 area and most recent support at around 110. AON. So this is a stock that's just recently made a new multi-month low. Not looking great. If there's any bounces, I'd use those as sell opportunities. CHD. Man, these are some ugly charts. But so be it. Doesn't mean you can't find bearish positions or go short, right? So this stock has pushed lower into the bear support power zone, and notice that every time that happens, there's a pop. So here, if we get a recovery, while it stays beneath the October 22nd high, at 89.68, I think that would be an opportunity for a new short position. All right, CL, Colgate-Palmolive. Now, this is a stock that even though it's been weak, is currently displaying a disconnect between price and momentum. So I would not short on a rebound of this stock. I would just look to see how far it recovers. If it's able to roll over while still maintaining the October 22nd high, great, then there might be room for further downside. But this one could be trying to find a footing. So watch out there. All right, CHTR. Here we had two really nice clean peaks in the bear resistance power zone, pushed down. We're not quite at the bear support power zone yet. For this one, I'm going to pull up a weekly chart for some perspective, a monthly. Okay, yeah, what I was trying to find is this past history. So it looks like the range from February of 2016, yeah, a while ago, that could be where this is headed back towards if it continues its push down below the April lows. All right, let's come back to a daily chart and move on to the next ticker. ABBV. Ah, this is beautiful. All right, starting to look a little better now. So this is a stock that's been having a nice uptrend. You can see the opportunities that the bull support power zone provided. Now it's pulling back. So I think that while we stay above the September 26th low, there could be a position building opportunity, and you would want to see a confirmation by price breaking above the October 21st high. Okay, ticker TROW, just sideways, but one of those that you can draw on the boundaries and monitor and see which way it breaks. If I had to bet, I would say that this one is more positioned to break lower. Why? Because the move prior to the consolidation was down. So this to me just looks like a continuation and likely to have a move lower. If that does happen, I would expect weakness to potentially extend towards the June 18th range. All right, CBOE. This is very wide, choppy moves. Currently consolidating over the September 3rd low. Not some real actionable moves yet, but I would definitely draw boundaries on the falling highs here, and then a flat boundary at that 230 area, and watch for a closing break before taking any other action. Dominion Energy. This is a stock that put in a really great disconnect between price and momentum. I teach that in the Bull Bear RSI Face Off ebook, which is on sale right now when you're seeing this video. So keep an eye on your email. And I think there's a room back towards the September 8th low. So just a little bit of trickle. If it gets below the September 8th low, then that's more trouble ahead for the June 16th range. All right, GWW. This is a very choppy sideways stock. It had a recent retest of the October 10th high, but not able to sustain it. So I think further downside ahead to revisit the lows near 918. And last but not least in my little list here for this week is FRT. All right, let's just get a zoom in on this. Remember, if you're looking at daily history, you don't have to look at forever. A year is pretty good, but you can always look at more if you need to. So I'm just kind of roughly looking back to here, right? End of October, beginning of November of last year. And I see that we had a downtrend, real choppy sideways, but we haven't been able to kind of pick up pace. So bears are still dominating, and I'd expect a move back towards the August 1st range. All right, there you have it, a look at companies reporting on Halloween. Again, if you're finding value in these videos, takeaways about price action, momentum, reminders, tips for your trading, and even just market analysis that you can use to potentially trade these stocks, please punch that like button. That's how I know that this is putting some value in your trading pocket, and I'll catch you in the next video.